All right. I'm on live on here. Trying to figure out is my connection strong. Y'all know my connection be a little off sometimes, but we're gonna get it popping, man. But I want to come on here and talk about the Harriet movie, the Harriet Tubman movie. I gotta get it off my chest. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. You know, I know this subject is completely off topic to my channel's content, but I know every now and then I do something way off topic. If you can hear me, press 1. You know, you know. I watched. I couldn't help it, man. I had to see what they were talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to see what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I watched them on bootleg. Don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm supposed to be dropping a video tonight, by the way, y'all. I'm supposed to be dropping a video. So I still might drop. I gotta edit it a little bit. You know, but I want to make this real quick. I started just record this video and just put it out, but I just let me just do it live real quick, get it out. You know what I'm saying? People see it later. You know, man. But you know what I'm saying? My gripe with the Harriet movie, is the gripe of many people is that I don't like it. You know, there's a lot of issues with this movie. You know, I don't know. I mean, where can I start? You know, one is the movie and everything involved with it is disrespectful to the legacy of slavery. It's disrespectful to African Americans. It's disrespectful to the American descendants of slaves and slavery and enslaved peoples. It's disrespectful to Harriet Tubman's life and legacy. Why? Because there are so many historical inaccuracies in this movie. You know, it's some truth in the movie. There's a lot of stuff that's just made up, which is wrong. You know, and with Harriet Tubman being such an iconic figure in our culture and with our ancestors, you have to do your due diligence in a movie like this. You know? So we gotta start at number 1. I've been debating this with everybody for a long time. My connection messing up. Okay, my connection messing up. We're gonna be all right. One, the main actress Cynthia Erivo, you know, she's a good actress. She is. However, you know, she had a lot of negative things to say about African Americans, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing we trying to get rid of is this African American beef. I don't want to call it no beef, but she's a British born Nigerian, right? And you know, she's had a lot of negative things to say about African American culture. And that's cool, that's her opinion. But if you're doing that, you know, you shouldn't be then coming making a movie about such an African American iconic figure. It's so disrespectful. And that's why so many people have so much gripe about it. When somebody like Viola Davis, who is American descendant of slavery, and she's been preparing for years to play this role. And people like that are being looked over. And a lot of people have a lot of problems with that. Like you can't go disrespect somebody's culture and then try to benefit off that culture. It's not right. It's disrespectful to the people. It don't matter what culture it is. It don't matter. It could be Asian culture, you know what I'm saying? Mexican culture, Spanish culture. It could be any culture. You don't do that. And yet they decided to let this woman do this anyway. And they had protests from the very beginning of this movie before they started even shooting. People are like, yo, don't do this. This is disrespectful. She called it black. She called it black. She called it like something like ghetto culture or something like that. She's saying something about black people just have ghetto culture. She called them like akatas and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people from Africa be saying stuff like that. You know, and it's wrong. And see, a lot of people didn't really have a problem with her doing the movie until they found this stuff out. That's where the problem came in. People are like, oh no, you can't. It's disrespectful. It's very disrespectful because you can't go to anybody's culture. Like, okay, I got friends from like Jamaica and stuff like that. And I've never been to Jamaica, but if you go to Jamaica and start talking junk about Jamaicans, the way they talk, they'll beat you up. They'll beat you up right there, right then, because they don't tolerate no disrespect. They're very proud of who they are. You know, I'm saying that because I know Jamaican people. I know people who got beaten up. No lie. You know, you don't do that. It doesn't happen. You have to respect where you're from, or respect where you at. You know, and then she doesn't even acknowledge this. You know, or take accountability. And she don't take accountability of why people are upset with her. You know, if you respect the culture that much, you feel like, you know what, let me just step aside, let somebody else get this, because I don't want to disrespect the legacy, you know, of the people. It is just what it is. You know, another thing is that they created this character in the movie. This is gonna be spoilers if you haven't seen it. They created this character named Bigger Long, right? A black man. Bigger Long, that's his name. His name is Bigger Long, right? He's a black bounty hunter. And his sole mission in the movie is to catch Harriet Tubman. That's his sole mission. One, there were very few black bounty hunters in 1800 in slavery. Right? Very, 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 very few. They were out there, but they were very few. But then slavery, this is a time where whites ran the country, and they still run the country, but it was during the most racist time in the country. So even if you was a black bounty hunter, you had no rule. You can't, even though you were free, you know how to go. You still can't say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You still subject to what the white man says. And Harriet Tubman was worth a lot of money. So they wouldn't let no black bounty hunter catch her and collect that money. It don't make sense. Especially in that time. It don't make sense. So this character was completely made up. People don't fact check this movie. So in history, if you look at, there are no historical records about Harriet's life where you find anybody that was a black bounty hunter that was after her. Nowhere. No written documents. Nowhere. Even the director and the writer of this movie, they're wrong. Very wrong. I think my connection messing up. My connection messing up. Okay, we back. The director, I think the director was a black woman named Casey Lemons. I'm not 100% sure. The writer, I think she's like white lady or something like that. I gotta check that out. But however, I think the director, she's born here, but her lineage is like South American and stuff like that. And these things matter, man. These things matter a lot because you start to see little shots being taken when people start to do this stuff. You know, people have to question your sentiment of it. And so people have been questioning her. Yeah, people been questioning her and what's her reasoning to allow this. Because the funny thing is she has a great history of making great movies, of directing great movies. Like, wow, how you slip up on this? You know, on such an iconic, if anything, all the other movies she directed were like fictional movies and stuff like that. But this is a true story. This is iconic. This is one of the most important figures in American history, not black history, in American history. They're thinking about putting Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. This is how important she is to the culture. You know, and it's your due diligence to make sure it's done right. You know. But anyway, they let this character, and this character Big Along, right? He had this sort of minstrel vibe to him. You know, he got this minstrel vibe. Y'all, if y'all know anything about racism and Jim Crow in America, they used to do these minstrel shows where black people would dance. They still mess with my connection. And so minstrel shows were big back in like the 20s, 1920s, the 30s, and stuff like that. They're big. And so Big Along, he stated his sole purpose was to catch Harriet Tubman so he can get the reward money so he can have sex with as many white women as he possibly could. If that don't sound like a minstrel show to you, if that don't sound like something what they portray black men as, these over-sexualized people who only want white women, who only want their sole purpose They can't do nothing but have sex, like butt breaking and stuff like that. This is what he stated in the movie. The movie about, and this is completely made up now. This is a completely made up character. He like, yo, I want to catch her so I get the reward money so I can have sex with as many white women as I can. That's completely. I mean, it's so far left with my left, right where I'm at. It's ridiculous. So y'all know, for those of y'all be on my channel, y'all know I'm off topic. You know, I do things every now and then, but it's crazy. I mean, it's out of nowhere. It's just out of nowhere, you know. And not only that, he's in the movie, he's calling black women B's and H's and stuff like that. And he's using language, he's using like urban language, like hip hop language, in a time where this language did not exist. I made a Facebook status about this. Like, what's good? You know, I'm good. We're going over this Harriet movie. So, for example, I put this on my Facebook. If somebody came to you today and was upset with you, and they say, man, you jive turkey, I'm gonna get you. You gonna be like, what? Right? You like, yo, where you come from? Were you born in the 70s and the 80s? What? This is how blatant some of the language Big Alone was using towards Harriet and other women. I mean, right? It's like hip hop language in the 1800s. You know, it's strange. It's very strange. So that shows you they just trying to make up stuff what they think black people talk like they think it is. Also, like I said, he was going around beating up black women, punching them, killing them. You know, this is very wrong. This did not happen. This did not happen. But they did not show. They showed that part of slavery or the movie, which didn't happen, by the way. But they did not show what the slave owners did to black people. Right? They didn't show that brutality, but they showed the brutality of a black man beating up a black woman. You know, it's a bait and switch. You know, black man, don't pay your money for it. I say see it on bootleg, but it's very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful and it's very inaccurate. It's an okay movie at best. Can you enjoy the movie? Yeah, you can enjoy the movie. You can enjoy a movie. I mean, it's a good, okay movie, but it's not accurate. It's just not right. It had a suspenseful moment. The actors are good. They are good actors in the movie. They are good actors in the movie, but it's wrong. And you can see, you know, and it's just telling an inaccurate story of Harriet Tubman. It just is. But it's being portrayed as fact. It's being pushed out there as this is the standard. This is who she was. This is what's going on. It's just so many inaccuracies, historical inaccuracies in the movie is ridiculous. You know, things that just completely made up. It's out of chronological order. You know, it's like they put chapter 2 at chapter 4 and chapter 4 at chapter 2. You know, this is important. These things people are, oh man, y'all tripping, man. Why y'all complaining? This is important, man. You cannot put out any movie or anything about like the Jewish Holocaust that's inaccurate to the least bit. They will not allow it. Why? Because facts and detail matter. It matters who's writing the story. It matters who's acting in the story. It matters. It matters to everybody. Because this is going to go out to the world. They're rewriting history. This just did not happen. And America is ashamed of slavery. They don't want to confront. They want to, and this movie made slavery look like everybody was at fault. That's what it made it look like. It was, okay, oh, you got black bounty hunters. See, they was at fault too. You got, you know, they could have did something. You know, they made it look like what it wasn't, and it made it look like slavery wasn't that bad. You know, and it didn't. It wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And this is why people boycott the movie. This is why people have so many problems with this movie. If you're gonna make a movie about such an iconic figure, you gotta do it right. You just gotta do it right with it all. That's why I hope and pray they never make a movie or a biopic about Michael Jackson, because they're gonna do it wrong. If you can't do it right, just leave it alone. We know. You know, we know, but they trying to set this as a standard, and it's not the standard. You know, it's not. But like I say, it's out of chronological order. There were no black bounty hunters like that, and even the slave master that was her slave master. In the way they show it, this slave master didn't exist like that either. Yes, she did have a slave master because she was a slave, but the way they doing that's not true either. It's just like they want accuracy, because you got to make it good, you got to make it entertaining, right? But it's wrong. It's very wrong. And I'm offended by this movie. So I'm like, yo, like I said, you can enjoy it. If you want to just see another slave movie, you want to see another movie, you can enjoy it. Like, you can get into it. You know what I'm saying? But you buy into a false narrative. A lot of people don't know they buy into a false narrative. You say, yeah, I got my y'all, man. I'm passionate, man. I'm very passionate about my history, about my people. Very passionate about it. And I don't like this because you're taking power away from our stories. And people you got to tell your own story. And actually, you do have to tell your own story because it's an African proverb that says, "Until the lion tells his own story, the tail of the hunt will always go toward the hunter." Until the lion tells his own story, the tail of the hunt will always benefit the hunter. Right? That's a very great, great quote. And we know, like, that's why we hate these slave movies, because they always do the slave movies wrong. And they do it wrong, and it's just so wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. They should not have gotten a foreign actress to play this role. I don't care how good she is. It's just not right. It's not, because she don't embody the spirit of Harriet. She don't embody the spirit of Harriet Tubman. She don't. She was bugging her eyes the whole time. She just don't embody it, man. And she just don't. She don't embody the spirit of Harriet, man. It's like that lineage and stuff matters, man. It matters to people. If you don't think lineage and stuff matters, go ask the Queen of England how they choose who married who. Look at these super rich families, how they choose who marries their daughters and their sons. That lineage matters. Because legacy matters. But when it comes to us, they try to act like our lineage don't matter. So many people who could have played that role that's from that lineage. You know what I'm saying? It's important. It's very important, because it comes from the spirit. So it comes from the spirit. And then to have somebody who's been saying negative things about African Americans like that, it's further salt in the wound. It's disrespectful. That's why this movie has had a black cloud over it the entire time. Ancestors are speaking from the grave is not right. And people have arguments about how, African Americans have played roles of Africans and vice versa, and that's true. But in these roles, these people weren't necessarily playing iconic figures, and if they were not people who disrespected the culture of those people. You know what I'm saying? They did not do that. They didn't do it. And it's a certain spirit that comes with this stuff. You can at least, I thought people would have been fine if she would have respected the culture and the people. But everybody was like, yo, y'all need to get a Black American actress. All these great actresses out here, especially Viola Davis. Viola Davis is the perfect person to play this role, and she's been preparing for this role for years. They looked over her for whatever reason. And it's wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm fired up about it, man. It's just, they could have got Jennifer Hudson. She's a little bigger, you know what I'm saying? They could have got anybody like that. It's so many people of the culture. I mean, you have to do that. I can't explain to y'all enough how it matters. You know what I'm saying? It matters 110%. And when you get people who don't really, I mean, I ain't gonna say anybody to the fullest, but do you really understand? Do you really feel that? You know what I'm saying? Do you really respect it fully? I mean, do you really? You have to question this stuff with people. You have to vet people because it's important. It's just as bad as how Hollywood make movies of like Asian culture and stuff like that, like karate movies, and they have white characters playing the Asian people. It's disrespectful. It's like, yo, I mean, it's a good, they good movies. You can enjoy them, right? But the Asian people looking like, why you ain't get one of us? You know, we of that culture, and they do it all the time. Especially movies like Africa, like pyramids and stuff. It's whitewashed. You know, and it's wrong. And so many Black Americans, you know what I'm saying? Like people pissed off. You don't do that type of stuff, man. You know, you don't do it. And to have that woman play that role, then to make up, you know, this big alone character, that bothers me to the utmost. Cause it's just such a fallacy. And he's such a he's a minstrel show in the of the movie. But if you don't know the history of Harriet Tubman, you would think everything in this movie is true. You would be like, oh, this is Harriet's life. And in this movie, the Black man is the villain. I mean, yeah, the white people are the villains too, but the Black man is as equal the villain as them. And that's not right. Because in this context, it is not true. They did not have this type of power. They did not have it. You know, it's just not true. And then, like I said, then to have him disrespecting Black women like that. And Janelle Monáe, she played a role. Her character is made up too. Janelle Monáe's character, her character is a character. She was, when Harriet finally got to freedom, she needed some place to stay and whatnot. And Janelle Monáe, she had this house where formerly free enslaved people stayed. Her character is made up too, right? But anyway, Big Alone came looking for her. Where's Harriet? Where's Harriet? He killed Janelle Monáe. He killed the kid all in the head, called her the B word, slapped her upside the head, and killed her. Which is not true. And it's a problem. That's a problem because it still portrays the Black man as the brutes. You know, as the brute, the angry, uncontrollable, sexually driven dog, animal who has no sense. That's how it portrays. It make you afraid of like Black men. That's why people be so, you know what I'm saying, for real. For real. And it's just not true. You can't embellish things to that level in a movie like this without a history. You know? You can't do it. And he was about to kill Big Alone. He was about to kill Harriet. But Harriet's former slave owner killed Big Alone to save Harriet. Now, he according to the movie, which just didn't happen, by the way, but he was doing that to save his investment, not necessarily to save Harriet, but Harriet was his investment. You know, because enslaved people were seen as property, not people. Right? But he was essentially like the white savior that they have in movies. You know? I'm buffering again. Y'all know this connection is mighty weak. Okay, we good. This connection's kind of weak, but yeah. It's wrong, dog. But it's a farce, man. Don't spend your money. Don't support this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've seen it on bootleg, so see it on bootleg. Cause I had to give a review, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to see what it is, how disrespectful it was. I was hoping it wasn't right, but I already heard. You know, and it's a lot. It's a lot going on with this thing, man. Like they probably gonna try to get Oscar, because that's what they do. That's what they do. It's salt in the wound. It's just I don't express how disrespectful this movie is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can enjoy the movie, but if you know what you're looking at, you can be like, yo, this. And if you know your history, you can be like, yo, this is disrespectful. I've been arguing with people on Facebook, man. They don't even know the history. Let me well complaining, man. We can't never have nothing. Like, I'm like, yo, so do you know this is a lie, right? Man, ain't no lie. Like you like So I said, so you okay with people telling you your history in a deceitful way? Are you okay with that? Just because you got black faces in high places, that don't mean nothing. All kinfolk and all skin folk and kinfolk. You know what they say. But yeah, it's hurtful to a lot of people. A lot of people are very upset, you know, with this movie and everybody who's involved. You know, Comcast put out this movie. Comcast owns um, the company, or the Comcast is the umbrella company of the companies that put this movie out. Comcast, right? And so Comcast is currently going through a lawsuit with Byron Allen. Byron Allen is one of the wealthiest black men in America. Byron Allen owns a lot of radio stations right now. He owns the Weather Channel. I think he's like a billionaire. He up there. But Byron Allen recently tried to purchase this company. I forgot the name of it, but this company is pretty much the company he tried to purchase owns a bunch of like sports stations and TV stations that go across America. Y'all know everything is a conglomerate, right? But they didn't want this black man having this type of power over media. Because Byron Allen is a rider, he's a real one. So they've been blocking him. So he filed a civil rights lawsuit, and he's been winning that lawsuit. But Comcast has taken this lawsuit all the way up to the Supreme Court. And this lawsuit has involved in it. It has the Civil Rights Bill of 1963 and 1965 tied to it, right? The Civil Rights Bill, the one that Martin Luther King and all them fought for, you know, to get passed, so we as people can, you know, do and be equal in this country. So Comcast is fighting against that, and if they win, they will repeal a lot of these things that's in that Civil Rights Bill, right? Look it up, y'all. Look it up. And it's very just go to the Breakfast Club and listen to Byron Allen's interview on the Breakfast Club. He explains it way better than me, but that's essentially what's happening. So Comcast is the one that's over this movie. They're the one that's putting this movie out, and the disrespectfulness of them in this lawsuit, and at the same time trying to put out this type of movie, you know, is very wicked and evil. This is why people are upset. So a lot of times people think black people just complaining. But you got all this going. It's not right. It is not right. Like, yo, people won't complain if you just do it right. I promise you, Comcast would, if anybody just do a movie accurately that respects the people, everybody will support it. Everybody like, you know what, we ride with it. We like that. But if you ain't doing it right, you ain't doing it right. And if you do 10 times, you do it wrong, people can complain 10 times. And people are like, why don't you do your own movies? Black people do their own movies. There's a lot of black independent filmmakers out there. They everywhere. You know, they everyone, they are making their own movie. They just need more support. They don't have support of the millions of dollars and stuff like that. But they out there. Just check YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Check Instagram. They out there. They're out there, and they out there in full force, and they coming up. You know, but they don't have the backing of thousands of theaters across the nation. You know, they don't have budgets of millions and billions of dollars. They don't have this type of budget. You know, so they can't do what they do, but they do what they do on their level. And I respect that, you know. So they have to do their thing, but black people are making film, doing it. And when Nate Parker a few years ago tried to put out, Nate Parker's a black man, by the way. He tried to put out The Birth of a Nation. The Birth of a Nation, for those who don't know, is the story of Nat Turner during slavery. Nat Turner led one of the largest rebellions against slavery in American history, right? Would have won if people telling on him and all this. Nat, look at Nat Turner's life. I mean, Nat Turner was a rider. He had hundreds of people, maybe a few thousand people. They was out there slashing for real. They was out there slashing. They was out there killing white folks, man, slashing babies. You know what I'm saying? He almost won the revolution, right? Got forwarded. But anyway, white people don't like that movie. They don't like Birth of a Nation. They don't like Nat Turner's story, because when they caught him, they hung him and all that kind of stuff. So Nate Parker was putting out a true movie nationwide. You know, and he was up to really win an Oscar for this movie, or a Grammy, not a Grammy, but Oscar or something like that. But because the nature of the movie, you know, they sabotage Nate Parker, try to get him up on some sexual charges, like they do most black men that's doing great. They try to bring some sexual charges on him, and okay, he did this in his past, da 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 da. Which went with to say he sexual assaulted somebody, which he was found innocent on all charges, right? But they try to a story about us, and then black people let the media tell them not to support this movie. Why? Because of the history of this movie, because the spirit, because Nate Parker, he's a sinner, he possesses that spirit of the people. And they know about that spirit because rebellions happen all over the United States during slavery. And there's a certain spirit that rests within the people. And when you put stuff out like that, they understand that spirit. It came from Martin Luther King, the civil rights era, all during this whole time, it was a certain spirit. This is why the civil rights era was so strong, because not only among the people, among black people during this time, people rising up, you know. And so they sabotaged Nate Parker because they know the spirit of that. They didn't necessarily know how to move, because, and even in the movie Birth of a Nation, Nate put it out there too heavily, the brutality of the rebellion, because the country, white America, is not ready for that type of scenery on film. They okay with, you know, black suffering, black death, black babies, all that. We see that all the time. Police brutality, we see it all the time. But they're not accustomed to seeing their own in that same circumstances. You know, so in Birth of a Nation shows this, because when it happened, the guys who were leading rebellion, they took no prisoners. From the elderly to the babies, everybody got it. You hear me? They was hanging everybody. And America's not ready for that. But yet they would show black suffering all the time and try to make us accustomed to it. And this is what happens. This is not conjecture. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens. So they didn't want to support that movie because it made true from a black man's perspective, from the people's perspective. Yet they promote this Harris movie is not made from the people's perspective. It's not approved by the people. So you got to be very careful about what they take. And we fall for it every time. Collectively. You know? We fall for it every time. You know? The Haitian Revolution was the only or the most successful slave rebellion in American history, in world history, as far as it pertains to like slavery and enslaved people, all that they did. You know, and if you don't know about Haitian Revolution, that's when Haitian people fought the French army to win their freedom. You know, to win back Haiti, right? And they fought this for years, and they won. They won their freedom, and because of the Haitian Revolution is why America is what it is today. Without the Haitian Revolution and the Haitian people winning that war, would have owned half of America today. Could they own half of America back then, starting from Louisiana and on west? They owned this, right? But because they spent so much money fighting the Haitian people, because the Haitian people was giving them that work, you know what I'm saying? They could not afford to fund the war, fight Haitian people, and run all that land in the United States. They had to sell that land. You know? This is the power of the people, man. The Haitian people some riders. But they want their freedom, man. This is why Haiti has been going through so much trauma ever since then, right? Because white supremacists don't like to take L's. They've been taxing Haiti ever since. You know, I mean, people think that Haiti just a poor country just because they can't get it together. No, these people, they taxing Haiti billions of dollars every year. Billions upon billions upon billions. You know, Channel J, what's good? You know, When the earthquake happened, was it a hurricane or earthquake? The earthquake happened a few years ago, and all these billions of dollars people donated people from around the world donated billions of dollars to Haiti. Haiti didn't see any of that money. Why? Because corrupt people. This is what happens out here. You know, this is what happens, man. You have to be aware of these things. You know, so I'm very passionate about my history, man. You have to know your history and know what's going on out here. But as far as the movie is wrong, that's my opinion and my review of the movie. It's very bad. You know what I'm saying? And nobody should go out and spend that money to see this and support this movie. It's too many documentaries. Anyway, I'm done with that, man. I just had to get on here real quick and get my movie review. You know, to my regular people. Yo, I went to my regular who be rocking with me. Y'all think I should drop a video tonight? Cause I was gonna drop it tomorrow. I think I should wait till tomorrow. Yeah, the connection is messing up. I'm done anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Holla at your boy. Yeah, I'm gonna drop it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm fired up tonight. I gotta go argue with some people online about this Harriet Tubman movie. But I appreciate y'all rock with your boy this late. You know what I'm saying? And we out, baby. Long live Harriet.